Oh, good afternoon, Beatles and vinyl community. It's Matt. I'm back again. Another video. Seems like every weekend or so I seem to find the time to do a couple of these. So here I am with a second one today. And this one I have really good news is because I've been waiting a while for this. I've talked about it for a while. I have to thank Marv, Beatle Vinyl 85, for the influence. As I told you in one of my recent videos, Marv was showing his Super Deluxe Paul McCartney Super Deluxe Archive Series collection. And wow, I mean, he was showing these things off. I've seen them in the stores before, but I have to be honest with you, going back to the Band on the Run one, I think came out in 2010. Has it been that long? 7 years since the first one came out? And I just couldn't fathom trying to get them. And I have to be honest with you, I know I showed a little bit of excitement in one of my recent videos about it, about trying to collect them all. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. They're so pricey. They're beautiful, and I'm going to talk about my first one ever, which I just got in the mail the other day. But boy, to try to catch up and get the other 9 or 10 that are out there, and there's got to be at least 10 more coming, right? If you figure if Paul sticks with this and keeps releasing this archive series. But this thing is so heavy, I'm carrying it like a ladder on my shoulder. But anyway, the first one came in. I love it. It's beautiful. And I'll talk about it in a minute here for all of you to see it, because I'm sure there'll be many of you that maybe won't have the opportunity to buy this. And believe me, I don't think I'm going to be able to get them all. You're going to have to go to Beatle Vinyl 85, Marv, or one of the other folks out there to see all the upcoming releases, because unless it's a real special one, like this one does have a lot of meaning for me, and I'll talk about that a little bit. So that's why I got this Flowers in the Dirt one. But unless the album really has some significance for me, or is like in my top 5 favorites, I can't see that I'll be able to continue this, which is unfortunate. But hey, you know, that's the way sometimes things are in life. You have to discriminate and choose and differentiate between what you really want and what you really need. So do you want it, Matt, or do you need it? So basically, I may have wants, but I have to go with what are my real true needs. And then I have to weigh in all the other factors of, you know, your personal life and family and responsibilities. And then you say, gee, you know, maybe over a long period of time I can try to get them, but not right now. It's not in my plan, I don't think. So I'll maybe get a few. Anyway, the first one came in, and just in the interest of time, it came in a cardboard box. With this bubble wrap around it, as you can hear me popping it. I don't know, figures I won't. Oh, there we go. Bubble wrap. You know, it's good stress relief, by the way, this bubble wrap. So it came in the bubble wrap, and when it was in the bubble wrap, it also had this shrink wrap over the front of it, basically with a hype sticker on it explaining the contents. So I slowly peeled that off so I could save that. Maybe I'll put it back on it. And on the back side of it, when it was wrapped in the shrink, was this little advertisement. Advertisement basically explains the contents again of what's in the package. Flowers in the Dirt Deluxe Edition, the Super Deluxe Edition, where you get the remastered album on CD1. CD2 is the original demos, which I already spoke about a little bit in my Flowers in the Dirt double CD archive video from a couple back. You can check that out. That's the one with just Paul and Elvis Costello doing basic acoustic demos, and I told you how fantastic that is, and it is. You get the 9 songs on the original demo CD, CD2. CD3 is the 1988 demos, which I'm looking forward to listening to. I have not yet, so I'm sure they're a little more developed and produced, and maybe a few more instruments on there. And then the DVD is a bonus video, and you get all the music videos, My Brave Face, 2 versions, this one, 2 versions, Figure of 8, Party Party, Où est le Soleil, Put It There, Distractions, and We Got Married. You get the Creating Flowers in the Dirt, Paul and Elvis, a little documentary about Paul and Elvis Costello, Buds in the Studio, the making of this one video, and the Put It There documentary. And I do remember that Put It There documentary from back when Flowers in the Dirt first came out, and it was excellent, if I remember correctly. So I'd love to see it. It was on video when I saw it, so to see it now digitally will be real nice. So that's the contents. And then the inside, again, inside the shrink wrap, good stress relief, by the way. If you're ever feeling stressful, put on some music and stop popping that shrink wrap, and boy, it works wonders. Anyway, the actual set itself is in this package. It sits in a cardboard type holder, container. It has the number down here, and for any of you that care, it says number, and then there's 5 digits that could fit in there, and mine is 03814. So apparently I have 3,814. Okay, I believe Marv, he had a Beetle Vinyl 85, he had a very low number. He was like 668 or 667, I think, something like that. But he was in the 600s, so that was pretty good. To be honest, like I told you in one of my earlier videos, numbers like this don't mean much to me. I don't, unless I have, you know, the top 10 or something, 1 through 10 or something. It really doesn't matter whether I have 350 or 3,500. It doesn't matter to me. But anyway, that's how it comes in, and it comes out of this little cardboard sleeve. And I have to admit, my first reaction to it when I first got it was how elegant. That was the word that came to my mind. Is that a good word for this? Elegant. A very elegant looking package. It's a cloth-like material. The cover of the album's been printed on a almost material type substance, and it gives it a cloth feel to it. Almost like satin, like a satin type. I'll show you all the sides here. It's all, and it just says Flowers in the Dirt, Paul McCartney, with his faux signature right here. Okay? So that's what that looks like. And very heavy too. Like I said, you know, hold it on your shoulder. This thing weighs a ton. It's very heavy. And as you can see, you see numerous items inside. And I'll take out the first one here. Okay. In front of it. Whoop. Looks like the download card. Yep, there it is. There's the download card. Okay. And something else in there. Something else fell out. I think it was the... Where is it? Here it is. I think Marv showed this too. It's a little advertisement for the past editions in the series. And again, it doesn't show anything upcoming, as Marv told you. We'll see what the next one is. All right, so basically that's the front. And then you have the back. Nice picture of Paul. As you open the inside, CD1, which is the remastered album, CD2, which is the early demos of Elvis and Paul, the unplugged type demos that you can get on the double CD edition. Another picture of Paul here. And then inside you get CD3, which is the 1988 demos, which is the same song list as the original demos. And then the fourth DVD is right here, the bonus video. Okay, so there are the 4 of them right in that this little cardboard type booklet. Okay. And again, let me stress the well quality made of the outside packaging. It's very well made with a satin type cloth finish. All right, the next item I come to is almost like a faux leather cover. And there is some writing on it. It's like an embossed type writing. Maybe you can see that as I get some light on it. Not sure what that all says yet. This is the first time I'm looking at this. The back doesn't have that, but the front does. It's like some kind of embossed writing. Looks like almost Paul's handwriting, like notes, distractions. How many people? The Reddies, Tarmac. Like he's just writing notes. It's almost like a faux leather type material, and it's called Rough Book. And basically you're getting all this, try to get an angle for you to see this, but you're getting handwritten lyrics from Paul, notes, verses, choruses, dub chorus, fade, My Brave Face, handwritten lyrics, Don't Be Careless Love, From a Playboy into a Man, a different, That Day Is Done, You Want Her Too, scribblings and cartoons from Paul. Put it there. This one, just all handwritten lyrics. Like it's almost like they took Paul's personal notebook that he jotted down his song lyrics and little scribblings and drawings, and they printed it for you with a little couple of cartoons that he drew. And then there's some more of that in the back. It looks like there's a little sleeve in the back. And sure enough, you're getting a letter to Paul from somebody, reproduced. This one, some more, almost like in poster form, like handwritten lyrics. More lyrics. A pen and ink drawing of Paul's, which also became the cover of the Put It There single. And really made to look like aged. Like they look at this thing, it looks like has like wet staining on it, or someone spilled their coffee on it. And then Paul's lyrics to Figure of Eight. See the staining on it? It's almost like in very thin type paper, almost like almost like that thin wrapping tissue paper. And it's in a little portfolio that sits in the back with more drawings from Paul. So that's kind of nice. I mean, you you probably look at it once and maybe twice and put it away back in the case, right? But nice to have. The next item is this. Looks like a real nice looking book, about a ½ inch thick. Looks like it's 100-something pages. Nice picture of Paul on the front. And again, these pictures that were on the front of the CD DVD holder, and then this one here looks like from that same session. You may remember those famous photos of Paul. I think I showed it in my last video on my double Flowers in the Dirt release, where Paul's holding his Gibson Everly Brothers Jumbo acoustic guitar. I would imagine that these pictures are from that same photo session, because it looks like he's dressed the same. He's holding the Gibson Everly Brothers Jumbo. And if you remember that picture, that one of him like holding his hand up in the air with the Jumbo, the Everly's Jumbo, was a very well-known picture from that tour. It was on a lot of the promotional materials. So I think that's where this picture's from. And another one from that session right here. If they have the actual one, I'll show it to you. It's looks like a little book, almost like a book you buy in a bookstore. Flowers in the Dirt by Paul McCartney, with an essay written by Dylan Jones. You know, again, I won't go through every page with you, but basically lyrics to the songs, who played on what, bonus audio demos, where they were recorded, who's on them, when they were recorded, all the lyrics to the music, the different single covers. Okay. Some Club Sandwich articles. Remember Paul's Fun Club? It says Club Sandwich, Flowers in the Dirt, so it looks like they put one of the essays from that in here. It looks like they have some nice pictures talking about different songs. My Brave Face music video, talking about that. There's a picture of Paul, an outtake from the cover of the My Brave Face single, wearing his derby hat and his glasses, his sunglasses. And there it is. So, different variations of the cover. The band, Paul. Again, trying to give you as good a view as I can. Paul playing the trumpet. More band playing, Paul. Looks like a lot of essay material in here, so it looks like there's George Martin. A lot of material in here to read, it looks like, about the album itself, the recording of it, who played what, the history of it. Again, I won't bore you with the whole thing, but nice picture of Paul there, reflective. All right, so this book looks like it's the informational book of this deluxe package. It looks like it's the go-to read for the history of the album, how it was recorded, who's playing on it, who's doing what, song lyrics, things of that nature. Okay, so that's that. Again, to show the packaging again. Okay, I remember this one from when Marv showed his. This is like a double-sided, as you can see there's a seam here, and there's also a seam on this side. It's a double-sided video portfolio, I'll call it, of the videos, some of the videos from maybe it's from just this one, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like it. It's like a portfolio of the This One videos when they were recorded. See, this one, and on this side you get the, if you remember this edition of the This One video with a lot of the special effects and okay, Linda, Paul, Linda. And so basically it's like a visual documentary of that edition of the This One video. And on this side you're getting version 2 of this one, of the video, of the This One video, and it's showing different images from it. Okay. Oh, Linda. Yeah, I apologize for the glare. There's Paul there. Okay, so a nice little booklet. And then it looks like, yeah, that's it, inside. Last but not least is another little portfolio booklet, it looks like. And this one looks to be about November to December 1989 at the Mayer Gallery, the showing of Linder's photographs or images of the Flowers in the Dirt cover and different variations of it. Okay. Again, I won't go through the whole thing with you, but there's a couple of pages that talk about it a little bit, but you can see there's different variations of what the cover could have been, using different types of flowers. Not too much, and only a page or two that you could read about it, but the rest is all pictures. Okay, so that's about it. Yeah, it's elegant looking, it's nice, it's well made. The cover is made of a satin type cloth material. You have some nice booklets in here. I mean, like this lyrics one is well put together. It's, you know, and then with those extra copies in the back that you can pull out that have been printed in such a manner that they look aged, like they look like they came from many years ago and Paul wrote them himself. They're replicated very well. The booklet with the actual CDs and DVD inside is very nice. Well put together. I mean, everything's well made. You know, was it worth $100 plus to get it? I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit. Obviously, for the DVD and those 3 CDs, I'm really looking forward to popping those in and listening to them. I'm really looking forward to looking at this essay book, the thick, almost like essay book that talks about the album and a little bit of the recording about it. But gee, I mean the This One video book and the art gallery one of the Flowers in the Dirt cover, and maybe that lyrics book a little bit, this guy here. You know, how often am I going to look at those or pull them out? I don't know. I mean, I'll probably, after this video is done, sit down with maybe an adult beverage, put on the album and peruse through them and look at the pictures. But after that, the music is what's more important, and maybe that DVD to me. So, you know, I'm glad I got it. I said, if I sound like I'm let down a little bit, no, I'm not so much let down. I'm just kind of underwhelmed a little bit. It's very nice. It's beautifully put together. It's well made. Like I say, I keep going back to that word. It's elegant, very elegant and classy looking. And a lot of the materials inside are very classy looking and elegant. And I'm sure the music will be fun to listen to, the remastered album, the original demos, the 1988 demos, and I'm really looking forward to watching the DVD with the Put It There documentary, remastered and cleaned up, and plus the other material that's in there. But as I said, you know, you have to take the good with the bad, and I think overall it was worth it, because as I told you in my last video about Flowers in the Dirt, the double CD version, it is one of my favorite Paul albums, not in my top 5, but probably in my top 10 somewhere. As I told you in my last Flowers video, I felt it was a resurgence for Paul after kind of 2 Mezza albums there, Pipes of Peace and the Press to Play album, which has some highlights on them. Don't get me wrong. There's always a highlight or 2 on Paul's even worse albums. But those 2 albums overall didn't ring my bell too much when they came out in 1983 and then 1986 for Press to Play. So when this one came out 3 years later in 1989, as I told you in my last Flowers video, I was very excited about it. I was happy. Paul was touring. You know the whole story from my last video. And it means a lot to me. A friend of mine who passed away last summer, the first time he's my Beatle buddy, my music buddy, so to speak. And, you know, just a really good friend that I've known for a long, long time, passed away last summer, and I do miss him. But one of the first things we did together as friends was go see the Paul McCartney Flowers in the Dirt World Tour concert all those years ago, back in February of 1990. And I told you that whole story about my son being born around the same time. So you can go to the last Flowers in the Dirt video I did a couple back and watch that little story. It's kind of humorous. But anyway, he was there with me, my friend. He came to that show with me. So Paul was touring this album. My friend got the album. We went to the show. Later on that summer, Paul came back to my area, and I went with my wife. I went with my parents. I mean, we had a big family thing and went to one of the shows later in the summer near the end of the tour. So this album brings a lot of memories back for me, folks. It's may not be Paul's top album of all time. There are some weak spots on it. But overall, for me personally, I do enjoy this album. I'm glad I got this Super Deluxe Special Edition of Flowers in the Dirt, because it is an album that has a lot of personal significance for me, and it means a lot. So thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this as far as what you're getting. I'm going to take my download card now and go check out those that's a whole other topic, right? We could discuss for another 20 minutes about these downloads, and should there have been another CD put into this package. And I won't get into all that because others have done it before me, and they've done it better than I could. So I'll let you check theirs out. I'm a little late to the rodeo showing this off. I know quite a few others already have. But I figured Marv, he kind of said, hey, I can't wait till you get yours in and see you check it out and open it. So Marv, this was for you. I wanted to thank you, Marv, Beatle Vinyl 85, and I want to thank Joe, Mr. Mayo, for all their help. They've really been a good boost for me in getting some subscriptions, and people have checked out my channel. So I appreciate that, Marv and Joe. And to all of you that do watch or have signed up, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It means a lot that you even care enough to hear what I have to say. And quick mention and hello to Highway Blues. He's written a couple of nice comments recently. I wanted to acknowledge Highway Blues. I want to acknowledge Single Pigeon. When you get a chance, check out Single Pigeon. She has a really good page, and a young person who's into the Beatles. And as you know, my 2 boys are young, and they're into the band, and it just makes me feel so good to see a young person into it. So when you get a chance, check out Single Pigeon's page. And Beatle Brad, I want to just mention him because he did a shout out for me recently, and was showing some Paul stuff, and he knows what a big Buddy Holly fan I am. So hey Brad, how you doing? And thanks for the shout out. And here's one for you, Beatle Brad. So thanks everybody again. If you can't get this edition, I suggest getting the double CD edition like I showed a couple of videos back, because it has the remastered album and it has the original demos, which is fabulous. As I said in that video, I love that CD of the original demos. Check it out. Okay, so thanks again. God bless. Have a great remainder to your weekend. I'll talk to you soon. All the best. Bye-bye.